As Chase rattled off a list of Pat's past under the table dealings, everyone looked on in shock, including Stuart and Tony. Pat would not stand for it. "Mr. Rothman," he bellowed through the phone, "there are some things that should not be said without certain proof. We live in an era where rumor is rampant. This is a country of innocent until proven guilty. Do not make such accusations unless you have the evidence to support your claims." Chase laughed. If Pat wanted evidence, he would give him evidence. He held up the phone and slowly read out a string of numbers. 3, 5, 6, 2, 9, 5, 7. With each number, Pat's eyes grew wider. Chase had somehow acquired the number to his offshore account in the Cayman Islands, the account where he stored all of his gray income. Chase continued with a smile. "If you'd like, I can continue to read off a list of every money transfer to this account." "Mr. Rothman," Pat began to beg for mercy. "This must be some sort of misunderstanding. I'm sure we can clear everything up. As to the matter of Mr. Deem and his son, I'll let you handle that as best as you see fit." Chase went silent. He passed the phone back to Stuart before taking out his own cell phone and placing a call. "Now," is all he said to whoever had answered. Stuart had a bad feeling. Pat was still on the other end of the line. But before he could say anything, he heard Pat scream, followed by the sound of something heavy hitting the floor. The line went dead. Stuart dropped his phone. Something had happened to Pat, and it was Chase who'd given the order. His next thought was of himself. With Pat out of the picture, there was no one to protect him. He looked up at Chase in a cold sweat. Chase stared back at him confidently, a hint of a smile across his face. Suddenly, Stuart's phone began to buzz with incoming text messages. "Boss, the financiers are pulling out. They're withdrawing their capital. It's bad over here. Get to the office. The shares' values are plummeting. Get over here." Stuart looked at Chase as if he were looking at the devil. Everything that was happening because of him. Every word, every threat he'd uttered was coming true. He fell to his knees. Tony, upon seeing his father collapse, ran to his side. "Dad? What's wrong? Dad?" Stuart was silent. "You!" Tony screamed at Chase. "This is your fault!" He jumped up and ran at Chase, punching him in the face. The whole foyer erupted in chaos. After the cops finally arrived to break up the scene, they led Tony into the back of the cop car as Chase watched on in approval. Stuart, who was escorted behind his son, was still silent, his eyes glazed over. The shock of having lost so much so quickly was too much to process. Blitztech employees watched on in awe. They had never seen a drama like this unfold other than on television. And Chase had been impressive. There was no other word for it. After watching the cop car pull away, and after encouraging his employees to continue their night at the Sunset Room as planned, Chase made his way to the parking lot. He thought it would be best if he checked in on Dottie at the hospital. But before he could make it to his car, he saw Celia heading toward the restaurant's entrance. He jogged over to meet her. "Celia!" he shouted with a wave. "Chase, what are you doing here?" she asked. Chase thought he could ask her the same thing. She was dressed for the occasion in a black cocktail dress and was wearing more makeup than usual. He didn't want Celia to know what had just gone down between him and the Deem family minutes earlier, so he lied and said that he had been there to meet a friend and have a few drinks. Celia frowned. "Chase, we talked about this. I thought you were going to cut back." He smiled. Come on, Leah. It was just a few beers. He paused before adding, What are you doing here? Celia rolled her eyes. I'm meeting someone. I don't need to report my every move to you, do I? No, sir, joked Chase, though he really wished she could. I just worry about you. Chase, she replied, there's no need. Go back to the hospital. I'll be there later. Later? Chase exclaimed. It's already late. Celia lost her patience. I'll get there when I get there. It's none of your business. At that very moment, a young man in a white suit jacket and trousers with patent leather shoes walked over them from across the parking lot. You're here to meet Chad? Chase asked with a frown. Yo, Chase, good to see you. Chad was grinning from ear to ear. I've just invited Celia out for a quick bite to eat. Chase looked from Chad to Celia, hoping for greater clarity. It's okay, man. There are just some places that you can't afford, and I'm all too happy to step up. Chad was loving this. Celia was embarrassed for both of them, but she turned to Chase and said, It's okay. I want to discuss some business-related matters with Chad. I'll meet you at the hospital when we're done. No need to worry, man. I'll have her home to you by midnight. Chad laughed. Chase narrowed his eyes and stared at Chad. Don't get any ideas, Chad. Celia's my wife. If I hear so much as a whisper of you trying to make a move, I will make you sorry you've ever showed up here tonight. I think you're beginning to get an idea of what I'm capable of, right?
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.